Imagine walking deep into the woods, where the air grows colder, the trees block out the sunlight, and every sound of crunching and under your feet feels like someone or something is following you. The forest has always been a place of mystery, beauty, and hidden danger. It's a place where people go for peace, but it's also a place where some of the most unsettling discoveries have been made. Behind the quiet rustle of branches and the soft whisper of the wind, the woods hide stories that most of us would rather not believe are real. In this video, we'll be exploring 7 of the most disturbing things ever found in the woods. These are not just random objects left behind, they carry chilling stories, strange mysteries, and unanswered questions. From eerie remains that leave locals shaken, to objects that seem too bizarre to be explained, each discovery paints the forest in a darker light. These aren't just legends or campfire tales. They're real accounts that remind us how much the woods can conceal. What makes these stories truly haunting is how human they feel. Each discovery connects back to someone, whether it's fear, loss, or unanswered curiosity. And as we walk through these stories together, you might start to think twice before wandering too far off a quiet forest trail. So, sit back, but don't get too comfortable, because the things found in the woods might just change the way you see them forever. The woods have always carried a strange duality. By day, they feel alive with sunlight filtering through the branches, birds singing overhead, and streams winding quietly through the earth. But by night, that same beauty shifts into something else entirely. Shadows stretch long, the silence becomes heavier, and even the smallest crack of a branch underfoot can make your heart race. For generations, people have told stories of wandering too far into the trees and stumbling upon things they were never meant to see. Some tales were passed down as warnings, but others came from real experiences, leaving behind clues that still puzzle those who find them. What makes these discoveries more unsettling is how ordinary they seem at first glance. A backpack left against a tree, a forgotten campsite, or a small structure hidden deep in the undergrowth. But as you step closer, the details tell a different story. The objects feel out of place, almost staged, as if someone or something wanted them to be found. Locals often say the forest remembers everything, that the trees themselves stand as silent witnesses to what has happened within their shadows. For hikers and travelers, these encounters often begin innocently enough. A new trail, an unexplored path, a decision to wander just a little farther than usual, and yet, what waits at the end of that choice can stay in their memory forever. Each unsettling find in the woods is more than an object, it's a story frozen in time, one that continues to whisper long after it's discovered. Every disturbing discovery in the woods carries its own conflict, not just for the person who finds it, but for the questions that remain unanswered. Imagine being a hiker who sets out for nothing more than fresh air and quiet, only to stumble across something that feels deeply out of place. At that moment, the forest is no longer just a peaceful escape, it becomes a puzzle, a riddle that refuses to give easy answers. And the hardest part is that once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. The images linger, shaping the way you feel about the woods forever. One perspective is from the locals who live near these forests. To them, the woods are part of daily life, yet each unsettling find spreads whispers through their community. Some avoid certain trails altogether, passing down warnings to others. Others can't resist the pull of curiosity and go looking for the very things they fear. This divide creates its own tension between those who want to forget and those who can't rest without knowing more. Another angle comes from the stories of travelers who never meant to wander so far. They share tales of unusual clearings, strange markings on trees, or abandoned shelters that look as if someone left in a hurry. Each story connects in small, eerie ways, adding layers to the mystery. The deeper people look, the more it feels like the woods are hiding patterns, almost as if the disturbing objects aren't random at all, but part of something larger waiting to be uncovered.
The deeper you go into the woods, the stronger the sense that you are being led somewhere, as if each disturbing discovery is just another breadcrumb pulling you further in. What begins as small, strange detail soon grows into something much heavier, a clearing that feels unnaturally silent, a trail that suddenly stops with no explanation. Objects that don't seem connected at first, but when you think about them together, they form a pattern too unsettling to ignore. The air itself seems to thicken, carrying with it an unshakable weight, as though the forest knows you are trespassing on secrets that were never meant to be found. For those who have walked these paths, the feeling of being watched becomes impossible to shake. You start to question every sound around you: the distant snap of a twig, the rustle of branches when the wind has gone still. Some say the woods test you in those moments, daring you to turn back, but curiosity pushes people forward. Even when every instinct is screaming to leave, that pull creates the greatest conflict of all. Do you risk finding out what lies deeper, or do you live with the haunting thought of never knowing? As the stories build, so does the tension. Each discovery feels like it is leading toward a final, chilling truth that ties them all together. And when you realize that the strangest and most disturbing find might still be waiting ahead, hidden in the darkest part of the forest, the real fear begins.
Just when it feels like the forest couldn't possibly hold anything stranger, a new layer of mystery begins to unfold. The unsettling objects and eerie clearings seem connected, but then another detail surfaces, something that doesn't just add to the puzzle, it completely shifts it. It's as if the forest itself is alive, placing these things in the path of those who dare to keep searching. What was once thought to be random now starts to feel intentional, almost like a message waiting to be decoded. The realization raises the stakes, because if the woods are guiding you, then the question becomes, why? This second twist isn't just about the objects anymore, it's about the feeling that someone has been there before you, walking the same trail, seeing the same unsettling sights, and perhaps leaving behind clues of their own. That sense of being followed doesn't fade. It grows heavier, as though another presence moves just out of sight. Suddenly, the disturbing discoveries aren't the only thing to worry about. The conflict shifts from what has been found to what, or who, might still be lingering within the trees. The tension escalates when the patterns point deeper into the forest, toward a place the locals rarely speak about. Those who have gone too far either return shaken, refusing to share what they've seen, or they never return at all. With each step closer, the line between curiosity and danger blurs, and the mystery of the woods turns into something far more personal and far more terrifying.
At last, the path leads into the heart of the woods, where the silence is so thick it feels like sound itself has been swallowed. The discoveries that once seemed scattered now come together, each one pointing to this very place. The backpack, the abandoned campsite, the strange markings, they weren't random at all. They were pieces of a story, left behind by those who came before, each step guiding the way toward the truth. And now, standing in the clearing, the pattern finally reveals itself. The woods weren't just hiding disturbing objects, they were holding on to the memories of everyone who had ever wandered too deep. The climax builds as the weight of it all presses down. You realize the conflict was never just about fear of the unknown, it was about what the forest reflects back. Every unsettling find carries traces of human curiosity, human mistakes, and human stories that never made it out. In that moment, the woods feel less like an enemy and more like a mirror, forcing you to confront the darker sides of what people leave behind. But just as the tension begins to ease, the final twist emerges. Among the old remnants scattered in the clearing lies something new, something that wasn't there before. A fresh trail of footprints, pressed deep into the soil, leading away into the trees. The forest may have given up its secrets, but this single detail changes everything, because whatever left those prints is still out there, and the story is far from over.